This morning on Daybreak, general municipal elections are tomorrow, so we'll have a refresher on a few of the ballot issues that you'll be voting on.
And the Springfield Police Department is hoping a policy change will allow retired officers to take their guns with them.
Plus, a Medicaid expansion program in Arkansas faces another roadblock from the legislature. We'll explain about that and more this morning on Daybreak.
Good morning and thanks for joining us. It's Monday, April 1st. I'm Lauren Barnes.
And I'm Joe Morano, back from Chicago. A lot of fun. No time to think of any funny April Fool's jokes for you.
That's okay. We're too tired for that anyway. We don't need any April Fool's jokes. You're here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
It was nice. Did you miss me Friday? I mean, I was with you in spirit.
Yeah, that's true. You had a lot of good coverage from Chicago, so.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of good food, and big congratulations to the Missouri State Lady Bears, because we were all talking. Lisa, you were even talking about how exciting it was to sort of see this run happen and come together for the team, right?
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, both teams, even the Drury girls too, had incredible wins and runs the whole season. And
they really brought the fans, a lot of Daybreak fans as well, that they said hi. So
in Chicago.
Got to give a shout out to Betty Ward, who came on up and asked for the chicken noodle soup recipe. It was pretty fun.
That's great.
And so we also want to get ready for these teams, because Dana Ford and Kelly Harper bringing the talent for next year.
Yeah,
of course.
Already
a lot still to
year.
come. Okay, Elisa, we have to address this blue behind you. This is not an April Fool's joke, right?
No. Yeah, we've got some freeze warnings in effect in northern Arkansas. It's not that it's warmer in Missouri. I think it's just that their growing season has started a little bit sooner down to the south. So that's where you've got a little bit more in the way of a plant threat down there. But that freeze warning goes in northern Arkansas until 9 o'clock this morning. It's not in effect for our Missouri counties, but again, doesn't mean it's not cold. It goes until 9. When a freeze warning is issued, you want to remember the people, pets, plants, and pipes, so all those P's. Just remember that it's still pretty chilly out there for the pets, and any plants that are not covered will have some freeze damage. It's 31 in Springfield, 29 in Fort Leonard Wood, 32 in Harrison, and 33 in Mountain Home. Winds are starting to shift to the south, about 5 to 10 miles per hour. We've got wind chills in the 20s. It feels like 24 in Springfield and 26 in Branson. So we're pretty cold out there on the coffee meter this morning. We'll have dry roads as we head through the afternoon, just a couple of clouds. Temperatures, though, still hang on the chilly side. We're looking at highs at 52, about 10 degrees below the average. Again, still a little bit cool. So still chilly today. We're looking at warmer temperatures tomorrow ahead of our next big storm that brings us more shower and thunderstorm chances. Details on that in 10 minutes.
Our top story this morning, April elections are tomorrow, and there are quite a few questions that could impact your wallet. Some of the big issues include the Springfield Public Schools bond issue, the Republic sales tax, and the Lawrence County 911 question. Springfield Public Schools Proposition S will fund 39 projects identified by a citizen task force. If Prop S passes, the projects can begin immediately.
So included on that would be secure entrances for 31 of our schools, as well as 6 facilities that will receive major renovation or reconstruction, as well as a new early childhood center for expanded preschool services for our community.
Springfield School Board elections will also be on the ballot. There are 3 candidates competing for just 2 spots. You can find some more information about those candidates on our website, ozarksfirst.com.
The Missouri free application for federal student and deadline is here. Students in Missouri are hoping to receive federal financial aid have until midnight to submit FAFSA applications. Each person's eligibility is determined by their expected family contribution. You can apply online at studentaid.ed.gov.
Making news now, Springfield police are hoping to work with City Council to allow officers to take their guns with them on Retirement Day. Police Chief Paul Williams spoke with City Council during a meeting last week to explain the sentimental value the guns bring to officers. But the news leader is reporting that this plan would also make the city safer. Right now, the city takes the outdated weapons and sells them to a vendor, which then sells the guns back to the public. If officers were able to keep their guns, that would reduce the amount of weapons that re-enter the public market. Now, whether or not the officers would have to actually pay to keep their guns is unclear. The policy would affect about 10 to 15 officers who retire each year.
Putting crime into focus for you, a Howell County man is expected back in court today for a plea hearing. Jonathan Johnson is charged with 8 felonies, including statutory rape or attempted statutory rape and child molestation. He's accused of sexually abusing a female child from April 2018 all the way to February of this year. Johnson told authorities that the child blackmailed him into having an inappropriate relationship with her.
Happening around the Ozarks, the future of Arkansas's Medicaid expansion program is questionable.
That's after the State House voted down its budget last week. Hannah Zettel joins us this morning in studio with why.
Well, the vote comes just days after a federal judge blocked the program's work requirement. The judge agreed with the plaintiffs in this case that the work requirement in Arkansas fundamentally altered the design and purpose of Medicaid. It's a policy Governor Hutchinson spent months fighting for, and now he's pushing the federal government to seek an expedited appeal of that judge's decision. Many Republicans who voted against the bill said there were too many unknowns in the wake of the work requirement ruling. In the meantime, a lot hangs in the balance as we wait to see if lawmakers can find the votes to approve the Medicaid budget.
Wherever they fall on the ideological spectrum of the work requirement or Arkansas Works in general, the point is will create a huge hole in our budget if they don't pass it. The governor will have to go back to the drawing board on the tax cuts, the road plan, everything if this thing gets torpedoed.
The work requirement was a big issue in helping it get the supermajority that it needs to pass. And so now I think, rightly so, you see a lot of members wanting to take a step back so they can have an understanding of what they're really doing to appropriate the money and what's really the legal situation surrounding it.
Now, last year, more than 18,000 people lost coverage for not complying with the work requirement. Hutchinson says less than 2,000 of them have been re-enrolled since the beginning of the year.
Interesting. Thank you for keeping track of that, Hannah Zettel, this morning. We need to move on now to a traffic alert for you. You can expect delays starting today as the Evans Road Bridge over Highway 65 will be closing. This is part of the widening of Highway 65. The Evans Bridge will close at 7 today as MoDOT preps for demolition of that bridge. Route 65 drivers must use Route C, C, and J and Battlefield Road interchanges during the work. Nighttime work on 65 will happen tonight into tomorrow morning and Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Evans Road Bridge over Route 65 is expected to remain closed until late July.
While eating steak and eggs and fundraising, that's how some spent yesterday afternoon at the 2nd annual Egg Fest. There were egg and steak cooking competitions with prizes including a new grill and even $1,000 in cash. One of the event organizers says the excitement of the event had some people making purchases before it actually started.
We pre-sold the eggs, and then the people get to come up here and eat the food, and it's open to the public. So everybody can get some ideas and some recipes and just have a good time.
This year's Egg Fest supported the Greene County 100 Club, which supports the families of fallen police officers and firefighters.
The Discovery Center is opened as its new mini golf game came public yesterday. It got a little sneak peek of some people testing out the 9-hole course over the weekend. You heard Steve Pokin talk about this as well on Friday here. Each hole has a special theme ranging from planets to cells and dinosaurs. Members of the center tried out the course themselves, and the Discovery Center staff says it's been a fun experience so far.
Pretty big hit so far. It's been the member soft opening, so anybody who's a member here at Discovery Center this weekend got a little sneak peek, which has been great. And it's been pretty busy, popping. People have been loving it.
The mini golf game is a permanent addition to the center, and it won't cost you anything extra to play when you visit.
Still ahead on Daybreak, the last Blockbuster store stands alone after the other officially closed its doors.
That has gone through now. Plus, Kellogg sells off a portion of its snack stash to the owner of Nutella. We'll explain in your Money Watch.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Alisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.